Hi Dan, I just watched your video and I just wanted to say that I think internet freedom is a really important topic to me, and I talk about it a lot with my dad. And one thing that I've kind of come to acknowledge is that there's a real generational gap between how adults view the internet and how my generation views the internet. And it's just something that I think, because I grew up with it and my generation grew up with the internet from, you know, within reason. Um, it's just, we feel that it's a right, and I think it actually is. Whereas I can acknowledge though that how my dad's generation doesn't agree, because they grew up without it and it seems like a privilege because it's so new to them. But I think that this is a huge step forward, because it's finally that my dad's generation is acknowledging how important the internet is on such a global scale. Because you can look at it as just a means of free communication all across the world, but it's so much more than that now. Like the protests in Tahrir Square in Egypt, which was organized entirely by a Facebook group of 200,000 people. And it just shows the power that the internet now has. And it really frustrates me so much to see places like China have such strict censorship laws for the internet in their country. And it really angers me, because I feel like they don't have the right to find that line of appropriateness for their people. And I don't know, it's just it really angers me as a country that they tell their people what they can and can't do and say and watch. And I feel like, even if you don't have the internet as a basic human right, free speech is a basic human right. We should all be able to say what we think and share ideas with each other without being afraid of getting arrested or even being put to death. I think that that is an absolute basic necessity that we all have. And I feel like limiting what someone can and can't do on the internet is actually doing that. In China, they literally will arrest people constantly for things they say on the internet. They take down blog posts. Like, even what we're doing now, your video and my response, we could be arrested for this, and most definitely these videos would be either taken down or censored. And that's just, I don't know, to me it's not okay. And our government isn't doing anything about it, and the UN isn't doing anything about it, because no one wants to mess with China because it's such a big country. But I feel like the UN acknowledging that internet access is a basic human right is really a positive step forward, and it kind of gives me hope that maybe someday in the future we will be able to stop all the censorship nonsense and really give people their right to communicate with each other without restriction, to be able to share their thoughts. And so, fingers crossed, I'm hoping as the invention of the internet ages, because it's only been around, what, 15 years? I'm hoping as time goes on that the censorship decreases and becomes more lenient. However, I don't know much about it, but I was watching something that Britain might possibly be enforcing new censorship laws, which I really hope doesn't happen, because, I mean, I think when you have several of the superpowers doing it instead of just one, it's going to be more likely to be a global issue, like as in the US adopts it, which hopefully won't be the case. But until then, we just kind of have to wait and see. And frankly, I just think China's kind of crazy in their human rights, whole Tibet thing, but that's entirely another issue. Anyways, so I just wanted to share my thoughts on the issue. And yeah, that's it. Bye.